Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Dr. English Channel with David and Anna. Today's topic is something I think every English learner struggles with at some point: speaking with confidence. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos about the easy ways to learn English from beginner.
Yes, this is one of my favorite topics. We can study grammar, memorize words, and practice pronunciation. But if you don't feel confident, it's really hard to speak naturally.
Exactly. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you feel when you open your mouth to speak.
So true. We meet so many learners who say, I understand English, but I can't speak it. And it's usually not a skill problem, it's a confidence problem.
Right. Confidence is like the bridge between knowing English and using English. Without it, you're stuck on one side, full of knowledge but silent.
That's such a perfect way to say it. So, today we're going to talk about how to build that bridge, how to speak English with real, lasting confidence.
Let's start here. What does confidence really mean when it comes to speaking English?
For me, confidence doesn't mean being perfect, it means being comfortable with being imperfect.
I love that because perfection is what stops most people. They think, if I make a mistake, people will laugh.
Exactly. But in reality, people respect effort more than perfection. Think about it. When someone speaks your language, even with mistakes, do you judge them?
No, of course not. You appreciate that they're trying.
Right. And yet, when we speak English, we suddenly become so critical of ourselves. We expect every sentence to be perfect.
That's a huge problem. Real confidence starts when you stop chasing perfection and start focusing on connection.
Yes, communication, not perfection. When you shift your goal from speaking perfectly to being understood, confidence starts to grow naturally.
It's like learning to drive. You're nervous at first, but the more you drive, the more automatic it becomes.
Exactly. And sometimes you still make small mistakes, but you don't panic, you just correct and keep going. That's confidence.
Let's talk about fear, because most people who lack confidence in English aren't really afraid of the language. They're afraid of judgment.
Yes, they fear what others might think. What if I sound stupid? What if they laugh? What if I can't find the right word?
Those what ifs are like mental traps. They stop you from even trying.
True. But here's the reality: most people are too busy thinking about themselves to judge you.
Exactly. When you speak English, the person listening isn't analyzing your grammar. They're listening to your message.
I remember when I was learning French, I used to overthink every word. But when I finally just started talking, mistakes and all, people were kind, helpful, and actually impressed.
That's the thing. Confidence grows through action, not before it. You don't wait until you feel ready. You start and then you become ready.
Yes, you can't think your way into confidence. You have to speak your way into it.
So, how do we make that mindset shift from fear to confidence?
For me, it's about changing how you define success. Most learners think success means speaking English like a native, but that's not realistic.
Exactly. Success should mean I spoke English today, and I expressed myself.
Yes, every time you use English, even if it's just ordering coffee or saying hello, that's progress.
And that progress builds confidence because confidence isn't built overnight. It's built every time you take a small action.
Absolutely. Another thing that helps is self-talk. What you say to yourself matters.
Oh, 100%. When you tell yourself, I'm bad at English, your brain starts to believe it.
But if you say, I'm improving every day, it changes your attitude. You start noticing progress instead of mistakes.
Exactly. The rich mindset says, I'm learning. The poor mindset says, I can't.
You're still thinking about the last episode.
Guilty. But it's true. It applies here too.
Definitely. Confidence is a habit, not a talent. You practice it.
You know what helps? Hearing real stories of people who overcame their fear.
Oh, yes. I remember one student. Her name was Lena. She was terrified to speak English in public.
What happened?
She avoided speaking for months, but one day she decided to volunteer at an international event. She had no choice but to talk to people in English.
Nice. So what was the result?
The first few hours were rough. She froze a few times. But by the end of the day, she realized people didn't care about her mistakes. They just wanted to connect.
That's beautiful. And after that, she must have felt unstoppable.
Exactly. That one day gave her more confidence than months of silent study.
That's what I always tell people. Your comfort zone is small, but your potential is huge.
Yes, the magic happens when you step outside that comfort zone, not when you feel ready.
You know what kills confidence faster than anything? Comparison.
Oh, yes, comparing yourself to others.
Especially online. You see someone speaking perfectly on YouTube or social media and you think, I'll never sound like that.
But that person has probably practiced for years. You're comparing your beginning to their middle.
Exactly. Confidence doesn't grow when you look at others. It grows when you look back and see how far you've come.
That's so important. Record yourself speaking English today, then again in 3 months. You'll be amazed at the difference.
Totally. Confidence comes from seeing progress, not perfection.
And from accepting that your journey is yours. It's not supposed to look like anyone else's.
Let's talk about something simple but powerful. Speaking out loud.
Yes, even when you're alone.
Exactly. Because your brain needs to hear your voice in English.
When you speak in your head, you stay safe. When you speak out loud, you start training your mouth, your ears, and your rhythm.
Right. And the more you hear yourself, the less strange it feels.
Some learners are shy even when they're alone. They whisper. But I always say, talk to yourself like you're talking to a friend.
Yeah, use your mirror. Say, hi, how are you today? What's my plan for the day? It sounds silly, but it works.
Exactly. Confidence grows from familiarity. The more you speak, the more natural it feels.
Let's talk about mistakes, because this is the biggest fear of all.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's afraid to make mistakes. But mistakes are literally the best teachers.
Right. You don't learn confidence by avoiding mistakes. You learn it by surviving them.
I love that. When you make a mistake and realize the world doesn't end, you become fearless.
Yes, You start thinking, okay, I said something wrong, but I still communicated. No big deal.
Exactly. Confidence grows with every mistake you recover from.
That's why kids learn languages so fast. They don't care if they're wrong. They just talk.
Adults think too much, but the more relaxed you are, the more fluent you become.
So what can people do to build confidence practically?
Speak every day, even 5 minutes.
Yes, confidence grows with repetition.
And don't wait for perfect grammar. Talk with what you know.
Exactly. Progress, not perfection.
And also find safe environments, language exchange partners, online communities, friends.
Right. And celebrate small wins. Did you talk to someone in English today? Amazing. That's confidence training. The more you practice, the less fear you'll feel.
Because confidence is not built by thinking, it's built by doing.
So, Anna, if you could give one final message to everyone afraid to speak English, what would it be?
I'd say your English doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful.
Beautiful.
Because what people remember isn't your grammar, it's your energy, your kindness, your message.
That's so true. And for me, I'd say confidence starts the moment you stop judging yourself.
Yes, be your own supporter, not your critic.
The more you encourage yourself, the faster you'll grow.
And remember, everyone who speaks confidently today once struggled too.
100%. Nobody starts fluent. Everyone starts afraid.
But they spoke anyway, and that's what made them confident.
That's the key. Speak anyway.
Speak anyway.
That felt good. I hope this episode gives people the courage to open their mouths and speak proudly, no matter where they are.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget, you already have everything you need to speak confidently. You just have to start.
Exactly. We'll see you in the next episode.